So I got some cool stuff about Thor. You thought you knew Thor, Jay? You knew nothing, man. I got the goods on Thor today.
That sounds actually extremely interesting.
It is.
I actually am going to tell you how to travel through other dimensions using something that you probably have in your house right now. That's out to you in the audience as well.
I was going to say, do you know what's in my house?
So I'm excited about this one. So yeah, let's run it.
Let's jump in.
Do it.
Y'all ready? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the podcast that never sleeps. Now kick back in your seat and witness greatness.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast Never Sleeps. I'm your host, Killer Cam, a.k.a. Jaboy. And with me always is the funny and very knowledgeable Jared, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey-o! Welcome back to the show. I'm back. I'm happy to be back. I was sick last week. So you get your dose of Jared this week.
That's right. You weren't here for last week's show, which went swimmingly. It was actually a lot of fun.
It was so fun, man. I loved all the callers. The
baby.
audience made the show last week. Thank you guys for that, for filling in. Basically, the audience was in the Jared chair.
Yeah. Yeah.
The audience filled it in. It was
Boom.
awesome. Yeah.
Boom.
And I was in the sick chair, like taking a bunch of vitamins.
You were in a wheelchair.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And but I made it through. Honestly, with just taking vitamins and drinking a lot of water.
Happy Teacher Mom. Happy Tuesday. First in the chat. First up to bat. Appreciate you.
I might drop at any time, is what I'm saying.
No, I know.
Never healed myself.
I'll catch you. Yeah. I'm shedding disease everywhere I go. Did you turn the air on? You fuck.
Oh, I'm wearing a jacket. I turned the
because I'm not,
off.
so I'm cold.
Sorry about
that. Because now I'm cold though.
Shit. What do we
that
do?
Was smart. I'm gonna freeze off. Freeze my balls off.
Freeze off.
I'm gonna freeze off. Well, I didn't want to say freeze my balls off, so I left my balls out.
What if you like frozen and then slowly like digitally move
ready?
Off screen?
Ready? I'm actually pretty good at this.
Yeah.
So, I've even tried it before.
Cameron, what's happening? Oh, he's frozen. Oh, guys, look, he froze.
Everybody left. Okay.
So the show started.
Yeah. So let's do the show now.
Yeah.
I want to hear about this dimensional stuff.
What do we talk about today?
But I want you to first explain to the audience. Well, did I say if you this is your first time on the podcast Never Sleeps?
You did.
I didn't. I didn't say that.
Say it, man. I want everyone to know.
If this is your first time on the podcast Never Sleeps, welcome. Happy to have you here. We explore the new, the ancient, and the mysterious, all with way too many pop culture references. Jared, isn't that correct?
Boom, boom. Pop culture references. Yes, we do that.
And if you would be so kind, please, for me, for our Lord and Savior, the Hindu elephant god Lord Ganesh.
Interesting.
And for the audience, explain what we'll be diving into today, my guy.
Well, it's interesting that you brought up for the lords and the gods. Today, we're going to be talking about devices of the gods. Now, that could be weapons. That could be something that they use, tools of some kind. We're going to be talking about cool shit that the ancients used that might still be around today, might be in a lab somewhere, or you might even have it in your house. So let's talk about the gods. Let's talk about the ancients. Let's talk about ancient power, weaponry. We're going to explode with cool stuff today.
Dude, I can't wait.
Yeah.
CTB, hey there. Okay, so you want to start us off with something cool? You want me to go, dude? Don't make me, but I will.
You know what? This Thor thing had me kind of because the only things I know about Thor are what I've seen in the films.
Okay, so tell me.
He was never like interesting to me. Now I love him. So I would love to hear some things about Thor. Actually,
well, tell me what do you know about Thor?
Odin's son.
Yeah.
He wielded Mjolnir. Okay. He was worshipped by the Norse.
Yeah, he was the Norse god of...
of thunder.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Not the god of hammers. He was the god of thunder.
Great line.
Which is great. And he reminds me of other gods who were like... in the movie where Thor and Zeus meet, is one of the greatest.
Zeus is such a
scenes.
cuck.
I love
the
Zeus.
worst.
He's so.
You
what
are
a
no
great
longer
actor.
invited to the orgy.
Russell Crowe, dude, and the way he spins it, throws the
Yeah,
bolt.
he's the just a douche.
You want the double?
Dude, the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. The way he talks, with the Greek accent, whatever you want to call it. Can I share a story that Russell Crowe shared when he was on what's it called?
Please.
Howard Stern.
Yeah.
So he's like, so I remember first day on Gladiator, and I was working with what's the guy's name? Ridley Scott. I was working with Ridley.
One of my all-time favorite movies, Gladiator. Come on,
so he's
dude.
he's like in this scene, Ridley comes up to me and he says, "All right, in this scene, you're gonna look off, stare into like the middle distance, and then you're gonna see a bird, and it's gonna remind you of peace. And then you're gonna look up and it's gonna fly away.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna look back to the battlefield, and then you're gonna be re-engaged and happy you're there to fight." And so he goes, and if you watch the scene, it's beautiful. And he does it, and he watches it, and he comes back, and then he engages.
Yeah.
And he says, "All right, cut." Ridley comes up to me. He's like, "We're gonna have a bloody fucking good time on this movie, man." It's so cool, dude.
I love that story. Dude, he's so good in that. What do you think is
so
better?
good in that?
Because Gladiator is obviously based on Spartacus. What do you think is better, the movie Gladiator or the series, the 3-season series Spartacus?
4 seasons.
4 seasons.
Yeah. Gladiator's better, but Spartacus is so good.
Yeah.
Here's the only thing I'm saying. If I got 4 seasons of Gladiator, I'd be fucking ecstatic.
If they stretched the story out to be a 4-season show, you think it would be better?
Well, I'm saying if we had Ridley Scott.
Well, the ending of Gladiator is very similar to like the ending of Spartacus. Sure. Except it ends in the arena, where Spartacus, it ends the true story, and it ends on the battlefield. But they both end very similarly.
Yeah. So we got Chase Mack in the Chizat, and we got D Livewire with he has his own catchphrase that he created on the show. What's really going on?
Yeah.
That's his catchphrase.
He has a catchphrase.
I know.
We have an audience member
who has their own catchphrase for the show.
Yeah, that's great.
For the show.
Come on.
What's really going on?
Let's give
and
it
I
up
use
for
it all the
D
time
Livewire.
now.
Yeah.
And can I tell you what? I enjoy it.
You love it. Yeah.
I love it.
I love it.
I'm glad.
So and the audience loves it. So yes, tell me some things about Thor. I want to know more about this guy that pretty much all I know is that he's badass as fuck.
So he's Odin's son.
Endgame where he pulls the hammer and the axe, just so we're all in agreement. One of the coolest moments of all time, where he's holding and getting shot by a star. I just know he's such a freaking cool character. So tell me more about this guy that I love.
So that you saying him even giving life. What's up, my boy?
There he is.
You even saying, and guys, remember, we're gonna open the phone lines up in a little bit. So if you do want to be in the Discord, we'll put the link on there.
Yeah,
I'll put the link in the chat.
Guys, this is a call-in show, and last week you all proved it. We're gonna open the Discord. We're posting right now in the chat. We're gonna post, and we'll continuously post it.
So I'm gonna post it for the chat, and then
that's what I'm saying.
When they're in the chat, then we can send them directly the stream.
Yeah, we'll continuously post the link in the chat because the chat's gonna keep going and going. So you can join the Discord, and if you're in the Discord and you want to join the show by calling in. Yeah. Let us know in the Discord, and I will connect you directly into the show, and you can have a conversation with us and talk about what we're talking about today or whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Bring up a cool topic. We'll talk it with you.
Here, keep talking to him because I just want to type something real quick.
Yeah. So right now, we're gonna post the Discord in there. So today's episode, one more time, we're recapping. We're talking about devices of the gods. This could be weaponry. This could be armor. This could be a device they used in some way. A lot of these devices are said to exist in the world today. Some people of power and wealth might actually have some of these devices in their possession, and that's what gives them that power and wealth and knowledge. So we're going to be talking about the gods. If you've got an interesting story about a god or something, ethereal or ancient civilization related, hit us up in the chat, hit us up in the Discord, or call into the show.
Yeah.
So there it is right there.
Well done. So I say, hey, Jared, do me a favor. Just real quick on the fly.
Yeah.
Fill them in while I type. And you hit them with the fucking goods. I appreciate it. So you're not wrong, the things you said about Thor. And I'll tell you what, Thor in the MCU is doper than hell. I love him.
Yes, they made him interesting. I thought he'd be the most uninteresting character of all time.
Me too. Even prior to Given Life wants to talk about Excalibur.
Dude, you have to call in. That's
Fucking
perfect.
great one. Yes. So
Weapon of the Gods.
We're gonna be opening up the phone lines in just a moment.
Yep.
But and if you I know Given Life's already in the Discord, so we could send him directly. So if you want, just say in the chat you want to be a part of the call as soon as we open up lines. Anyway, so Jared, he is durable. Yes. He is powerful. He is Odin's son, but also not only does he have Mjolnir, but he was gifted 3 items at the same time.
Okay.
One of them being Mjolnir.
Yeah. He was gifted from his dad, or
he was gifted a hammer, gauntlets, and a belt
sick
from a giantess, a female giant.
A female giant, so a goddess of some kind. I'm imagining.
Yeah,
a titan, maybe.
Gladiator.
Ooh, I don't know this name.
Yes. So guess how it's spelled?
Did she star in Entourage? Adrian Gradier.
Adrian Gradier, yes. Grior. Gradier.
What?
Yep, I know.
That's not just Guar?
Yeah, no. It's Gradier.
Okay.
So a hammer, a belt, and a pair of gauntlets. So
I wonder what she wanted him to do. No, I meant in like
what does she want
physical, like he obviously go to war. This is like
I think
gauntlets and this belt.
No, overtly sexual. Put the belt on to take it off. Oh God. Oh, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, she's sick. You're right. I know exactly where your head's at.
That's funny.
And it's really
You're putting it on me. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I know. So hammer Mjolnir, we've all heard about. Have you heard about a little thing called? I'm gonna get this right too.
Do it.
Meganyord.
Is that the belt?
It's the fucking belt.
Dude, so in the movie, Spider-Man Homecoming, right?
Yes.
They're taking everything from Stark Tower and moving it to the facility upstate New York.
Yes.
And at one point, he's reading off this list of items that are supposed to go.
Exactly
and he
right.
says, Thor's belt. Mm-hmm. And I've always, dude, they never paid that off. What is it? What is Thor's belt? What does it do?
So Meganyord. First, I got to get you to say it right. So it's spelled MEGINGYORD, but it's pronounced. Meg is in Family Guy. Meg, in as in walking in,
Megan.
And then Gjord.
Meganyord.
Meganyord.
Okay,
perfect. Yeah, say it again.
Meganyord.
Bang.
Yeah.
I don't know if that speaks to me as a teacher or to you as a student. Maybe a little bit of both.
I think both.
But that was quick.
I think you did a great job of breaking the word down into pieces.
So Meganyord, guess what this did for him? Because we know Mjolnir is enchanted.
Yes.
You must be worthy to wield it.
Yeah, based on the enchantment.
Yep.
Yeah.
It can help you. And this is Norse and MCU mythology.
How cool is that?
So dope. So you can harness lightning, right? And it is so powerful.
You're talking about Mjolnir now? Or the belt?
No,
okay.
Mjolnir. But here's
so
the
the
thing.
hammer can harness lightning.
Oh, yeah.
So it had its own lightning abilities. Because I love that in Endgame, when Cap gets the hammer, he gets the enchantment, which gives him the power of Thor.
You basically become you get the power.
It gave him the ability to box Thanos.
I know.
He couldn't have done that without Thor's power. Yeah.
No, there's no way.
He was boxing him up, dude. It was so fun. Or how about when he throws the hammer at the shield to
because he knows that they do the thing. Oh, they must be excited. The Staff of Life, another fucking great one.
That's a good one.
And
Hermes.
The Staff of Hermes. Yeah.
I'm going to talk about Hermes later, guys.
You know what else?
He's my favorite god of all time.
Hermes
so
is
we're getting
the
into
messenger
him.
god, baby.
He's so much more. Yeah.
Of course, that's your favorite god, the messenger god, the person who goes and tells, hey, this piece of information. You love giving information.
That's funny. Maybe
he's giving life, you're giving information, baby. It's a give and
take.
But
I'm glad you went Hermes, Hermeticism, Hermetic. We're going to be talking a lot about that today later in the show. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what else is what would be a good one? The Book of the Dead.
Yeah, we're gonna get to some of this stuff. Actually, I'm going Egyptian.
Seeds,
yeah,
baby.
We're going Egyptian later in the show. So
dude, how good are the Mummy movies?
Which ones?
The Mummy movies.
The ones with Fraser. Yeah, they're so good.
Yeah,
I love them.
Anyway,
I love all of them.
They're so good.
We said pop culture references, guys. You're gonna get them.
Yeah, sorry,
it's just gonna happen. It's what the show is.
Check it out.
Yeah.
So this belt. Guess what it imbued him with?
He was able to like carry heavy furniture.
You're sort of not wrong, annoyingly.
good.
Annoyingly.
Because that's what those are, those
yeah,
belts.
yeah. No, yeah, like the weight belts
Yeah.
and shit. So when translated, the name means power belt.
Oh, okay.
So it enhances his strength and his durability.
Oh, I want one of these.
Yeah. So how can you handle a fucking star to the back?
Yeah.
You have
An enchanted power belt.
named
Megan Fjord.
Megan Gjord. Yes, exactly right. And then I said, that's not where it ends, buddy.
Oh,
That's not where it
there's
ends.
more. Good.
He got gauntlets too, dude.
Oh, yeah. I never heard of the gauntlets. So this is one part I've never heard of.
So I knew about the belt.
Yeah.
And thank you. What's up, princess?
There she is. Welcome.
And thank you for the hearts, guys. We love you. And then, the pair of gloves are called,
Megan Gjord.
yeah, they're also called Megan Gjord. I'm going to give you the spelling first, and then you're going to tell me what you think it's
So
pronounced.
far, this is all crazy. Okay, go ahead.
JARN
Okay.
GREIPR.
Yep.
If you want to look at it, it's right there.
Yarn Greer.
So it's funny you say that. So it's Yarn Grapier,
Oh, it is.
but it's also could be pronounced Yarn Gripier.
Okay.
Like gripper.
Yarn Grapier.
Because it literally translates to iron grippers.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, you were pretty dang close.
Dude, so are they like metal gauntlets, or are they leather, or like what's the?
They're like mesh. They're metal mesh. Whatever.
Okay, I'm trying to think if they ever
Iron
use
mesh.
like a reference in the movie to them.
No.
Just subtly.
No. But so check it out. What the gloves did, and this is super dope.
Yeah.
Is they would help wield Mjolnir's extreme power.
Okay.
So they would sort of take the brunt of its extreme power, so that he was able to wield it with more easily.
Oh, that's funny.
Isn't it wild?
Yeah.
So this giantess gifting him these things, they work in tandem.
Yeah.
They all work together.
That's cool. So you need all three of these items to be able to handle the amount of power surging through your body.
So yes. So in
Otherwise,
not only
your
in the
body
comics,
would collapse along with your mind into madness.
yeah, into madness. Yeah. So good. Yeah.
Yeah.
The best movie. The best. Oh, so good. No. Yeah. So they worked in tandem. Thor is able to wield Mjolnir without the gloves, without the belt, but this is just helping him. This
So
helps
it
wield
helps focus it.
and it helps get Mjolnir to its maximum potential.
When was this ever used? Like, did he need this for a specific bout of some kind, or?
So I looked into it. It's actually, if you even look online, it says not a lot is known about Yarn Grapier.
Yeah.
Yarn Grapier.
Iron gauntlets. Or whatever.
Iron grippers. Yeah.
Grippers.
It says not a lot is known about it. Who it was gifted from, this giantess, which is cool. And then stories of him easily defeating a lot of foes. Not a lot of traction as far as
So
his
this
fighting
was
life.
during a time where gods walked amongst men, right? Like this is that age.
In theory,
and
sure, yeah.
Up to a certain point, that was a thing. Gods walked amongst men. I think as early as like Native American, just a few thousand years ago, there's Native American stories of them killing off the last of the giants in the Americas.
Yeah.
And I actually have a theory as to why the gods were giants. And why they're always like
Depicted
even in
as
ancient
bigger
Egypt
than
and Sumerian tablets,
They're
I have
always
a theory.
depicted as larger.
Right,
Okay.
that they're big. So, do you want to hear this theory?
Talk to me.
So, check this out. There is evidence, astrophysicists have found evidence that billions of years ago, the Earth was actually.
Didn't exist billions of years ago, so
It did. It collided with another planet. And the evidence of that
Hence
is
the
our moon.
moon.
Right.
Bang,
Yeah, they believe the moon.
okay.
But check this out. So there are ancient tablets that tell the story of Earth colliding with a larger planet, a much larger planet. And this larger planet was inhabited by beings. And imagine now, if it's a bigger planet, that means more gravity, and that means the beings are bigger.
Yeah.
So beings...
And it would be like a kryptonite situation, a Krypton situation.
Exactly right. because of the weight of the extra gravity, when they come here,
they could fucking jump 1,000 feet in the air.
And they're huge. So they're naturally stronger than us, bigger than us, and they would seem to be like gods.
I love that.
Isn't that a cool theory?
So let me ask you this. Where did the planet go? Was it broken into a billion little pieces?
There is evidence.
But we're okay?
So no, there is evidence that there is another planet. We can pick up its gravitational pull. But in our solar system, there's evidence of another planet, and some people think it's Nibiru, which is the planet where the Anunnaki are said to have come from in the Sumerian tablets. Yeah. But there was astrophysicists.
The Sumerians got something right? Surprise.
Everything, right?
What the fuck?
They knew so much about the cosmos and the history of our planet that it doesn't make sense that they weren't an advanced
telescopes
race.
weren't invented yet.
Right.
Dude, and real quick, not to get off point,
No,
but
go ahead.
In ancient maps, and I actually just heard this. I heard this again from Graham Hancock. Ancient maps depict Antarctica.
Yeah.
And we didn't discover till like what 1506.
The Perry Reese
shit,
map, specifically,
which is based on ancient tablets.
Yep, 100%.
Which are lost to us. Ancient maps that are all lost to us, lost to us in time.
Isn't that crazy cool?
So dope. Princess said, "Great theory." She said, "You two have magnificent minds." Oh,
well, this is
It takes one to know one, Princess.
So this is how we get to the Atlantean theory, right? And this is part of what I wanted to talk about today. Yeah. So I don't want to take away from Thor. If you have another Thor story, or if you haven't finished that, then finish.
No, please.
Okay, so let's say that happened. This other planet makes contact with ours actually physically. Yeah. They're an advanced race with technology that we don't have, far beyond ours because they've been around a long time.
Okay.
They come and they make their own offshoot civilization here on this planet. And they build things and they use their their knowledge, their advanced knowledge, to start building different things around the planet.
Different things around
exactly,
the planet.
like pyramids and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So they were able to create things like wireless power generation.
Because like you taught all of us on this show.
Yeah.
Because I love you, Princess. Like you taught all of us on this show, Tesla based his wireless power on the
Warden Cliff Tower,
man.
Yeah, it was based on the pyramids, and there's been enough engineers have done the research and have recreated power generation with the Great Pyramid. It's pretty much not even a theory anymore. I mean,
it's not up for debate. Yeah,
it created wireless power.
We can't ask. We can't ask him personally. But, Save asking him directly. We're pretty positive. But
right.
So real quick, Given Life in the chat is just coming up with a lot of good ones. So he definitely has to call in. Yeah. What about the giant with the laser eye? Dope.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Yeah. He said,
definitely need to talk,
giant Balor's powerful beam, flux of energy.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get to some of this.
All right, let's talk.
All right. So now this giant race with this advanced technology knows about us. They create a civilization here, and that becomes what we know as Atlantis, right? And Atlantis was not
Above
just
ground.
one place.
Okay.
It was an entire intercontinental civilization. They had little settlements everywhere all over the world.
Okay, so it's like America. We got Hawaii, we got Alaska.
Kind of, except it was global. It was a global civilization.
Okay.
There was also a local hominid called Homo sapien that inhabited the planet at the same time that these Atlanteans lived. One of these Atlanteans was named Thoth. And Thoth is a god who shows up in the Sumerian tablets and texts, the Akkadian, the Babylonian, and the Egyptian pantheon of gods.
And back then, dude, life was tough. It wasn't easy.
Yeah. So Thoth is an Atlantean.
Thoth, T-H?
T-H-O-T-H.
Oh, Thoth.
Yep. God of wisdom.
Or Thoth.
Yeah.
Maybe you're pronouncing
it
wrong.
Thoth.
Yeah.
So they call him Thoth. And Thoth is given credit for a lot of things.
Like what?
So agriculture, rule of law, architecture,
SpaceX,
designing the pyramids themselves. There are tablets that give him credit for the actual design of the Great Pyramid and the Pyramid of the Sun in Mexico. So Teotihuacan. So check it out. So Thoth was a world traveler. He was a giant and he was brilliant. Okay. And according to the Egyptians, he ruled in Egypt for 16,000 years straight. He didn't die after those 16,000 years. He just went somewhere else and started doing what he did in Egypt somewhere else. So the glyphs in Egypt tell a story, and we showed these glyphs on an episode prior that tell a story that when Atlantis fell after the Great Flood, so this is after the big flood that every civilization knows and talks about in all their ancient tablets and scrolls. Or,
no matter what,
no matter where you are,
no matter what religion or whatever, everybody agrees
we all have
this
a flood story.
happening.
So this flood did happen. And Atlantis sank to the bottom of the ocean after this happened. Yeah. Thoth was one of the Atlanteans that survived, one of these giant beings from this other planet with this advanced technology.
Okay, so these are the same creatures.
They
creatures. They collide, they are here now, and they start Atlantis, which is a international company of people.
Yep, an international civilization. Exactly. Okay. So they have, they've got areas of Cambodia, India, Mesoamerica.
So they didn't choose wisely, but either way, no, I'm kidding.
They chose actually based on magnetic waves of the planet Earth. If you look at the so we have satellites that pick up magnetic waves throughout the Earth, and the strongest areas on Earth where these magnetic waves collide are actually the exact points where the pyramids are.
So they choose
all around the world,
literally the same way I choose where to live.
Exactly. Yeah, based on these ley lines and magnetic waves.
Laundry machine.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, Thoth is dope. That's what Domino says.
Thoth is dope.
So Thoth, one of my favorite gods. The Greeks called him Hermes. Same guy. That's why I said earlier, here's one of my favorites. So Thoth is Hermes. They just called him Hermes.
Yeah. Because he's the messenger god, and Thoth was a nomad going from city to city.
Yeah. So remember how we had this theory episodes ago that whoever it was after the Great Flood that rebuilt Egypt, spread out and started doing the same thing all around the world.
That's why we
all of these cultures around the world say the same thing, that somebody would show up on the back of a fiery dragon or on a boat with no sails and would teach them all of these architectural and agricultural, and they would all of this knowledge would come from this being that would come on a fiery dragon. This is in China, they say this. This is in Cambodia. This is
everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's the same guy. It's this Atlantean Thoth. Okay. And Thoth, how did he live for 16,000 years? Yeah. Well, here's where the devices of the gods comes in, which is our topic of today, kind of our through line. Yeah. There is this alley underneath Egypt that's filled with 100-ton coffins. And I want to show a picture of these. You pull up this picture real quick.
Got you.
So in Atlantis, there was a place called the Halls of Amenti.
Whoa, buddy.
Yeah. And the Halls of Amenti had a singular purpose. It was to rejuvenate your body and keep it young and able to live forever. Yeah. It also had the ability of transferring consciousness from one body to another. And this is all recorded on these ancient tablets.
Have you seen the movie X-Men Apocalypse?
And that's exactly where I was going with it.
Okay, sorry.
No. I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah.
That scene in X-Men Apocalypse, the very beginning of the movie, is an old mutant Apocalypse. Yeah. He is transferring his consciousness into another body using the power generated by the pyramids.
Originally named, Amun-Ra?
No. Is that what he called himself?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Amun-Ra is an actual god in the pantheon of Egypt. Yeah. And Amun-Ra is who Thoth left in charge of Egypt when he left to Mesoamerica.
So this X-Men Apocalypse stuff is actually based on this
real
shit right here,
real ancient history, ancient tablets. So obviously, when in the 1800s, early 1900s, when we find these giant 100-ton sarcophagi, coffins, that's what they thought they were. Why would you build this as a coffin? They never found a body in any of these, right?
I'm mistaken. Ensabanur was his name.
So Amun-Ra, was the god. One of the main gods.
Confused. Yeah.
So I'm going to play a video I'm posing right now. These were not coffins. They were not sarcophagi. Okay. They were not used for dead bodies. They were used to keep bodies fresh for living forever. To move consciousness from one body to another. He would keep bodies in there and move his consciousness into these bodies. Not
a dead body.
Not stealing bodies. No, he was creating them. Atlanteans had the ability to create bodies, avatars, and move their consciousness from body to body. And that's what these were used for.
And now we could put Avatar in the tags.
Yeah, so we have
Chase Mack. Hold on.
Go
Stop.
ahead. Yep, stop
We
the
gotta
presses.
stop the presses. Every time we get a donation, we gotta shout him out. Chase Mack with the donation saying these are great
Thanks,
topics. Thank you so much, buddy.
Yeah.
Chase Mack. We got to stop the show for those. That's it. Thank you so much, Chase. You're the man.
Yeah,
You rock. Brother.
Appreciate that. So so I've got a video that I want to play. It's going to show you these 100-ton granite boxes that were the precision that went into building these
Basically,
things.
like the picture we just saw.
Yeah, we're going to see them on video, and there's about 20 of them. So he would put these bodies in here and move his consciousness from body to body. He would create these bodies, and the halls of Amenti were an Atlantean invention, and he recreated that hall under Egypt, and that's what this is. So the timestamp, if you have it.
Yeah, I have it.
Oh, okay, cool. Let's.
Oh no, it's 3. What was it?
8 minutes 34 seconds.
Yeah, and it is.
So I just wanted to show this so you guys get the scale of the size of these things. Obviously not meant to just put a dead body in it, and they never found any remains in any of these.
Yeah, all right. Let's
Just
check this
moving
out.
them would be a freaking
Just
insane
northwest
task.
of the Great Pyramid is the Serapeum. Here there are 20 huge granite boxes.
Oh shit! Look at that.
Each
20 of
weighing
them.
100 tons.
100 tons.
How'd they get in there?
Classic Egyptologists say these are coffins. Yet, the granite here came from 500 miles away, and each box is so large and so heavy
Yeah.
that there's no possible way it could fit through the existing tunnels and entrances.
Look at that little
Boom.
thing. Yeah.
These supposed sarcophagi.
Yeah, look at that entrance.
Therefore, somehow built into the structure
scale
with
next to
such
that woman.
precision, they're within a 10,000th of an inch of being perfectly flat.
Think about that. So stop it there.
Time?
So this is obvious. So this is advanced technology here, right? Obvious.
Yeah.
The precision at which they're built, and
Forget building.
yeah,
Getting that bedrock
yeah,
to that
from
location.
500 miles away, yeah, and getting it in there somehow, yeah.
So even if you want to go basic and say, okay, they used sand and they used those things, you can above 10 degrees.
yeah.
It's falling over,
Dude.
So how do you get it up there?
These were
all
all of these were underground, just northwest of Giza, right?
Yeah.
Which back then was called Kem. This is the land of Kem.
How do
if
you
you ever
carry
hear
it?
that.
How
Yeah.
many-
500 miles.
500 miles.
Yeah. So what I'm posing right now is that Thoth used these 20 boxes as rejuvenation chambers to keep his future bodies,
His
fresh,
avatars, yeah.
his avatars, so that he could move from body to body, and that's how he was able to rule for over 16,000 years. We've seen
That's too long. I would be like, kill me.
right? Yeah, we saw in the episode we did about the great. That's funny. In the episode we did about the Great Pyramid, we showed how there were these devices all around Egypt that could pick up power. And they were built into the obelisks, right? And how the wireless power was sent out and how it was depicted. And I'm going to show how those were used to actually teleport people from one place on Earth to another, using just technology. It's not magic. So I'm going to get to that later in the show.
That's dope.
So we're going to get to a little bit of teleportation.
So I want to explain something.
Yeah.
And while I'm explaining it, I think I want to. Do you want to open up the phone lines?
Oh yeah, let's check and see. All right, if anybody,
So, if anybody wants to call in, just say so in the chat, and we'll add you in the Discord.
yeah, let us know. So starting now in the chat of the show, let us know if you want to call in, and then
Phone
join the
lines are
Discord.
open, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Phone lines are open. And then we have the news after that, and we also have a Marvel Minute coming up. So we got a lot of fun stuff planned. But guys, so Jared, let me ask you a little question.
Yeah.
There is a term in filmmaking. It is called Deus Ex Machina. Have you heard of this?
No,
No.
I've never heard of this. Ex Machina of the movies, the only thing I even have as a reference point for something like that.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So Deus Ex Machina, basically, It's like a plot device, a very contrived. So Given Life wants to call it. So a very contrived plot device. So here's the definition. Ready? An unexpected power or event saving a seamlessly hopeless situation, especially as a contrived, there you go, plot device in a play or novel.
Okay. So it's like kind of just something that they throw in there to be like, okay, thank God we have this thing because it fixes
My
this.
favorite example is Lord of the Rings. The birds come and swoop them in the end. They were introduced previously in the movie, but it's not like the whole time they were like, I wish the birds would show up, or the birds have always been helping us, you know?
Okay. And it was some unpredictable thing that just shows up and saves the
another
day.
thing is like, I haven't seen the last Harry Potter, but let's say, for example, Hermione is like, oh, I didn't tell you guys I have the ability to destroy any death dealer or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And I just do this. So it's like something that was never introduced, something that was never talked about. And so it's contrived when writers sort of write themselves into a corner.
Ah, very interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
But why Cameron, why are you talking about a Deus Ex Machina in a show about the devices of the gods? Is a question you would be asking.
I am asking that mentally.
So Deus Ex Machina, as you said, the movie Ex Machina, right?
Yep.
Is about a woman in a machine woman. So Deus Ex Machina translates to God of the machine, or God for the machine, or God out of the machine. You're busy.
Okay.
You're busy with the Discord. You're good.
Oh, just real quick. I was just setting it up so people know what to do.
I appreciate it. No, it's good.
Yeah.
So it means God for the machine, or God of the machine, or God in the machine.
Okay.
Literally means God of the machine.
Yeah. So I wonder why that's why they call it with the word.
I'll tell you
Okay,
why.
yeah.
Because in ancient Greek plays, what they would do is they would have Deus Ex Machinas. So at the end of a
They
play,
used the word machine back then? That's so funny. That's interesting.
yeah, machine, because the machine doesn't have to mean like technical.
I think mechanical when I think machine, so that's funny.
Mechanical is mechanical. Machine was just like a machine. No, this is a step machine. I don't know. I can't think of anything.
Yeah, I'm trying
but
to think
so
of what
here's
they would
an
use.
example.
Yeah.
The ancient Greeks, for their plays, they would literally lower characters that were playing gods
Okay,
in the plays.
so they had wheel cogs, and that's a machine.
Pulleys.
There you go.
They had a
That's
pulley
machine.
system, and they would lower them, and the gods would literally be lowered and say,
And save the day.
save the day.
Okay.
So it was a Deus Ex Machina.
That makes sense.
Isn't
Now I
that
get the
cool?
back.
Yeah.
Okay, now I get the
Yes.
backstory.
So that's why they would call it a Deus Ex Machina. They're literally, a god is coming from the machine, God of the machine.
Yep.
God is coming from a pulley to say, oh, don't worry.
I'm here to save the day.
Achilles, go. You are free now. Whatever the fuck, right? Now a Deus Ex Machina. So can you think of any examples of a Deus Ex Machina?
Yeah,
in
let's
a
think
film?
of okay, how about the end of the first Guardians? He's able to hold the Power Stone without dying.
Yeah.
And then they all use it to defeat the bad guy at the end that they would never have been able to defeat.
So, I think a Deus Ex Machina is more introducing a power or something that we haven't seen. That sort of was retcon, saying he was a celestial.
It was
or had
retcon,
celestial.
yeah.
It was retcon. But up until then, that's a Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that movie on its own, it kind of just was like, oh, wait, like, how can he do that? Like, that doesn't make sense. Or, what's another good one? How about when Superman spins the world backwards?
100%. We never knew he had that power. They never said, you know, you can always spin the
just
time
change
backwards
time.
if you want, pal.
Dude,
none of that.
If he could do that, he would never lose a battle again. That's pretty much, that's it, right? Like if he can, anytime Lex Luthor does anything, he could just spin the world backwards and then just undo it.
Yeah, which ruins every plot ever.
Yeah, they should never have given him that power. It's stupid. I don't like that one.
I know. So looking it up, it says Jurassic Park, it has a Deus Ex Machina. So spawning a multitude of sequels of, right, okay. The original movie remains a landmark in the fantasy genre, though, telling a violent story with amazing visuals and interesting characters. However, the entire plot hangs on a massive Deus... Oh, the T-Rex being on their side, I'm presuming. The characters are surrounded by velociraptors, and it seems impossible for them to escape. Without warning, the T-Rex shows up and attacks the raptors.
I'm gonna help you.
Yeah, I'm on your side now.
So real quick, so Given Life, or anybody that wants to call in, I know Given Life you're trying to. All you have to do is join the Discord, go to General, and just message. Just message on the Discord.
So what did you want my opinion about?
Is why does it seem that every time Earth gets to this golden age, even Atlanteans weren't powerful enough to prevent the basic end of the world? There are some tablets and some texts that say they were the cause of it, that they purposely were trying to wipe out life on this planet. They have their own planet. Nibiru, if it exists, and there is a planet out there, we know that there's something out there. We just can't see it.
Okay.
Based on not lunar, but cycles.
We could tell
the
there's something there with the gravitational pull.
There's some there.
Yeah.
They had another planet to go back to. This was an offshoot civilization.
Oh, there he is. Given Life, what's up?
Do we think that this is some experiment here that we're being reset purposely?
I never thought of it as an experiment.
That's what I mean. How come we get to these points in history, and then every time we get to like some sort of peaceful golden age, boom?
I'll give my take on it. Given Life, what do you think about that?
Yeah, Given Life,
First
what do you
off?
think? If you heard, did you hear what we asked?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think?
On the resetting part, I have researched that a whole lot, and it has shown in time where, like the Great Flood, like we were talking about Atlantis disappearing. Like I was saying, how technology went across Africa perfectly, wiped out the Sahara Desert, and wiped out Atlantis.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's proof. You can see it's sea, ocean, water there is salt all through Africa right
which
there.
is fucking crazy.
100%. Yeah, there's proof that there was a huge tidal wave of some kind that rolled over Africa.
Over Africa.
Yeah. That were thousands of feet high.
Only one part of Africa one part of Africa. It didn't touch. Like it just went through one section of Africa. The upper part was left alone. The lower part was left alone.
That's interesting.
That's amazing
It
to
was
me.
just through Central Africa?
So are we talking like a piece of weaponry of some kind? Yeah, some parts of the world because of the catastrophe.
Tidal wave.
Yeah. There was tidal waves in some areas. Some areas were just fire.
Yeah.
What's crazy about that tidal wave though, it happened after how they talk about in the Indian history, the Great Armada, and all that stuff.
Yeah,
your favorite topic,
the Vedic texts.
Different people from a different planet.
Yeah,
we won the battle, but then all of a sudden, a great flood hit.
Yeah.
So was that technology that was planted to destroy our technology that we had there, and then we have to start all over again?
Yeah, you might be right. It might have been a weapon, and I think the Sumerians said that it was Enki, who would have been Thoth's father, was the one who tried to destroy the world. They wanted to wipe out humanity.
And Thoth was like on humanity's side.
He helped save humanity. He got a
He didn't
few
do that
people.
great, but-
He kept a few people alive. This is based on the text. He kept a few people alive, and after the Great Flood ended and the waters receded, he took those people to Kem, and that is modern day Giza, Egypt, and rebuilt society starting there. Is that the same? Is that the same history that you heard Given Life?
Yeah. Yes, I have.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Do I think there was a great?
But on that though.
Yeah.
On that note though, like it's still like the technology was lost though, but you started to rebuild, but rebuilding from scratch.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's the shitty part. So what was the flood for? Just destroy all the technology.
And to try and kill people. I think they wanted
to wipe people out.
I think humanity, because originally they used, it says in the text, they used their essence, they mixed their essence with Homo sapiens to create what we are now, right? This conscious being.
Yes.
And we started creating more people, and it was kind of out of control, right? We started having lots of kids, and then we started expanding and going out and creating our own civilizations. And at some point, we weren't just their workers anymore. We started outnumbering them by a lot. And I think, maybe if the texts are true, they tried to wipe us out and leave. And what if they come back? Are they already coming back? Is that what we're seeing?
Or are they already here?
Yeah.
Who knows?
In different bodies. When Thoth when I was talking about the rejuvenation chambers and switching consciousness, he would put himself into a body that resembled a human being. He didn't keep himself a giant. He would put himself into a body that looked like one of us.
He's like,
So
I'm
you
so
would-
short, man.
You would never know. Yeah. So you would never know if you were talking to an
I can
actual
fit through
God
doors.
who's
Yeah.
thousands of years old. They could still be walking among us today. They could be next to you at the movies.
So anyway, given life, I want to ask you this.
Yeah.
That sounds like what like Zeus would like to do all the time.
Exactly. The Greek gods were known for doing this.
So
You're right.
yes, you are right.
Yep.
And as a matter of fact, I got a great story on that topic.
Perfect.
So
That's how you got my boy Percy Jackson.
Yeah, dude. What a good show that is. Have you seen the new show? There's a show on Disney Plus.
I have not seen it yet.
Oh, dude, it's
Yeah, I
good.
haven't watched it
It's
yet
fun.
either.
Yeah.
But
I don't
love-
have Disney Plus.
Oh, yeah.
there you go.
I don't support Disney.
Good,
yeah.
'cause they suck.
I think you've talked about that.
Yeah. So check it out. So do either of you know? Does anybody know how Hades met his wife Persephone?
No. What? I didn't even know he was married.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is great. God of the underworld we're talking about, right?
The underworld, yes.
Yeah.
Pluto, if you are like the Roman mythology. So what happened was,
Yeah.
do you know the story given life?
I don't know it offhand right
All right.
now.
Well,
No.
good. Because I want to learn y'all something.
Yeah.
So what happened was, Hades is doing Hades, right? He's in the underworld, baby. He's living it up. And so he sees this woman picking flowers, and she is the most beautiful woman he's ever seen, right? He's smitten.
And he's
Smitten.
he's walking the earth as a man at this time, or he's
looking
watching
up.
from
Yeah,
from the
he's looking
underworld.
up from the
Okay.
underworld. He's like, she fine. Okay. That's what he said. Dude, I'm quoting.
That's what he says. Yeah.
She fine.
Okay, we lost Given Life. Thanks for calling in, man.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
And so check it out. So what happened was, he sees her and he says, he goes up to Olympus and says to Zeus, "Hey, bro, my actual brother.
Yeah.
Dude, this girl's so fine. I know she's your daughter, but because you turn into a human being and
Yeah.
sleep with a bunch of women all the time.
Yeah.
So I know she's your daughter.
Yeah.
But I just think she's so hot." And so Zeus, as a good brother, but
Yeah.
also being the father, gives advice. He says, "Well, how about you kidnap her?" So that's what he does.
Okay.
Zeus is so crazy in the Greek
dude,
mythology.
the stories of Zeus, he does not seem stable. The Greek gods were really
Wild
absurd.
sons of bitches.
They
Dude,
were awful to people. They get the punishments were way
yeah, over the
You know
top.
what I
yeah.
mean?
I heard a
Yeah.
great joke from Ricky Gervais' stand-up called Armageddon. So he's it's so good.
Yeah.
So he's like those Vikings. He's like a lot of raping and pillaging they would do, huh? He's like and I think the pillaging part was more for the wives. And then you're sort of like, what does he mean? And he's like, "Hey, hon, so we're gonna go over to the village over there and pillage."
yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, just pillage, huh?"
That's
it's like, "Yep,
funny.
just gonna go over there and pillage."
Doing some pillaging.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
hell,
gonna
that's
pillage
so
away.
bad. That's so
and she's like,
bad.
"Then why are you wearing your rape hat?"
Oh, that's crazy.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what he does, Hades like, "Cool, thanks, dad of this woman and my brother.
Yeah.
That's what I'll do."
Yeah.
So the ground opens up and sucks in Persephone.
Okay.
Yeah.
This poor girl, and she has no idea any of this conversation is taking place. She's not even part of this
She
discussion.
has no idea.
Yeah.
But Jared,
Yeah.
there's many layers to this story. Okay. So opens up and he takes her down. She's like, "What is going on?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, you're sort of like my wife now."
What?
And she's like, "What is this?" She's like, "No."
Yeah.
And he's like, but yeah, because I'm God. And she's like,
You can either marry me or you can push a boulder up a hill for the rest of your life. You get to choose. That's it.
and
These are
Sisyphus
your
turns
options.
around. He's like, choose marriage.
Yeah, I wish I would have said yes.
Yeah.
I should have said yes.
Yeah, he didn't even open up the ground for me. So. But yeah, so check this out. This might be the first case of Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah. Oh, she falls for him.
She falls in love with him.
Wow.
And loves being sort of pseudo queen of the underworld.
Okay. So
Sure.
does she get powers? Like, does she get to order people around and
A little bit. Little
okay,
power.
so she gets some
Tastes
power.
a little power and
At least she
enjoys
got
it.
something out of it. This sounds horrible.
She
What,
loved
a
it.
prisoner.
She loved it.
Oh, so it turns into a love story.
Yeah. She fell in love with Hades. Why I say it's
Do they have a demigod?
do they have a child?
Do they have a couple little demigods? Yeah.
a little demis, a few demis
Yeah,
running
a few
around?
demis.
Little demis.
Yeah.
I actually I know Dimitri's her mom.
Okay.
I don't, and Zeus is her father, obviously. I don't know if they have kids, but it's worth looking into.
Yeah. I'm sure he did. That's what
CTB,
that's
thank
what
you
they
so much
did.
again. I
Yeah,
can't get over that.
CTB.
It's so
It's,
freaking cool. An OG right
Very
there
kind.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since the beginning, for sure.
She's only allowed back one time a year. Yes, during the spring. And so, princesses, right? So
Yeah.
she's only allowed back one time a year. So that's why we get the seasons. So her mother is Dimitri, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Demetrius, whatever. I don't know why it's escaping me.
It's fine.
So she's sad all year round, except when her daughter gets to come up from the underworld. She smiles and warms, and that's why we get springtime.
That's crazy.
I know, and that's why flowers grow. And
Oh,
that's why these
wow.
things happen.
That's so funny.
I know, yeah. Great addition.
These these
Domino.
pagan pantheons, they're all based on the same gods that we get from like ancient Sumer, and like I said, Thoth is Hermes.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's
these-
all connected. That's what
they're
I'm
all
saying.
the same. Yeah.
So check this out. Do you know where the term Stockholm syndrome came from?
I imagine there was some sort of hostage situation in Stockholm.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
Yeah. So tell me if this sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Like a movie plot.
Is Al Pacino in it?
No.
Oh, damn.
You were thinking what, like Heat or something?
Yeah, no, the other one where at the end they
Oh, Dog Day Afternoon.
Dog Day.
Fucking
That's what I'm
great.
thinking of. Yeah.
Because there's that's great.
But go ahead, yeah.
Yeah. Attica. So the best is in Dog Day Afternoon when he asks him, he's like, hey, so where do you want to go? You want to go to this was quiet Pacino. This was young Pacino.
Right, do it.
He's like, where do you want to go? You want to go to another country? We can go anywhere. He's like, yeah, I want to go visit another country. He's like, where do you want to go? What country? He's like, somewhere you've never been. He's like, Wisconsin.
So let do loud Pacino if we were at a restaurant on a first date.
Okay.
So we met through like friends just set us up. So it's a blind date
Yeah, I got
and you're
this.
loud Pacino.
Yeah.
So hey, I'm nice to meet you. I heard so many great things.
Do you go on Tinder often, or is it just to meet me?
Oh yeah, actually, Susan told me that you were really nice. I'm
Susan in accounting. Sweetheart. She's got a great personality.
Yeah. She's one of my best friends.
And great ass.
Oh, this is-
I went there.
I figured you would. She did say you were kind of like that.
Yeah.
She didn't say that you were so loud and obnoxious.
No. I didn't know you were blonde. And I told her I don't like blondes. Don't waste my motherfucking time.
You know what? Let's start with appetizers. You're paying, yeah?
Appetizers. Oh, okay. Yeah. Am I paying? She's going to assume I'm paying. Unbelievable. He just does all his quotes. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you. Let me give you a little inside information about appetizers.
So he plays Hades, right? In that movie?
Basically, he plays the devil.
What's that great movie?
The devil's advocate. That's what I was just quoting.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah.
That's
Let me give you a little inside information about
Yeah.
God. JB, what up, girl?
Yeah.
While you're up there jumping from one foot to the next, he's up there laughing his sick and soft.
Yeah.
He's a he's a sadist. He's an absentee landlord. Worship that never. He's so good. So
he's
good.
the
That
best.
movie.
Yeah.
In the Bible, you lose. You're destined to lose, Dad.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
So the ending
Consider
of that movie,
the source, son.
The
So
end of
good.
that movie, it's a time loop, right? He brings him back to the moment where he makes the decision to not represent that guy, and so he gets a second chance.
But
But then
it
it
is
ends
him.
up being the devil convincing him anyway. So
Yeah.
so does he just keep? Is he able to do that? Just keep lock you in a time loop until you do what he says? Like they gave the devil a lot of power in
Yeah,
that film, is what I'm saying. With that ending, it's a cool ending, but
I know. Well, you know what? You know what I prefer is the
Yeah.
Constantine lore.
yeah,
Keanu again,
that's fun, yeah.
where it's like, what if I told you the devil and God made a deal?
yeah,
And they no involvement, only influence, and they can see who could sway who, like who can take over with only influencing. So cool! What a cool idea!
It's very
like
cool.
it makes God like sort of cheeky a little bit.
Does
Little
it
cheeky?
does it bother you like that? The Bible and all the stories in it. Obviously, these are stories that are retold from older stories. Those stories were retold from older stories. We've already mentioned how the pagan gods were based on previous gods, and they would just change the names. But they're all the same origins. They're all
Greek
the same.
and Roman, same.
Does it bother you that at some point there was that Council of Narcissus where they decided what was going to be in the Bible, what stories to use, what
Yeah.
names, what dates,
Yeah.
does that take away from the
Yes.
efficacy of
Yes.
of what they're trying to say, or is it okay?
Not even the efficacy. It
Okay.
takes away from the legitimacy.
Yeah, there you go. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're basically saying you're cherry picking. You
Yeah.
can't cherry pick.
They left out a lot of important stuff, like apocryphal texts that tell. Like, here's a big one. Jesus, we learn about his birth, and then he disappears from the Bible until he's called out of Egypt in his 30s. They leave out all of that time from him being a young child till he's about 32, I think is the age they call him out of Egypt. I call my son out of Egypt in the Bible.
Oh yeah. Jesus.
Jesus,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So they purposely left out his entire upbringing and everything he did up until he was in his 30s. Purposely, they left that out.
See, that's what I'm saying. You can't cherry pick for
Yeah.
the Bible.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
But of course, they're going to do it, and I don't know. It always rubbed me the wrong way. Let's see. John says, "You devil." He says, "Oh God, you devil." The old George Barnes movie. Good example too. Yeah. I've never seen that. Have you seen that?
Yeah, of course. No idea what he's talking about. Your boy King James
Yeah, and
Shakespeare wrote the first Bible.
Seriously though, they did. Do you know the apocryphal like text, the stories of what Jesus was doing during that time that's left out of the Bible? Do you know anything about that? Have you looked into that at all?
Rumors, only rumors.
Yeah, so it's actually amazing, and they're great stories. But I could see why one major religion would leave this out, especially if they're putting all of their eggs into his basket, right?
Okay.
So what Jesus was doing based on these texts, apocryphal texts, these are religious secret texts or religious texts that were left out of the Bible, but were written by some of the same figures that give us the stories that are in the canonical Bible.
Okay.
This is what Jesus was up to. He went to Egypt, ancient Egypt, which makes sense. And he actually attended a mysticism school in Egypt. And that's where he learned of all of these like hermetic arts and a lot of the like Thoth, the wisdom.
Mysticism school?
Yeah, they had a school for mystics and mysticism in Egypt.
Called Hogwarts?
No, it wasn't. But
damn it.
in ancient Egypt, magic was their science, right? Chemistry, it was chem was what they called ancient Egypt back then, was chem.
Okay.
Chemit. Chemistry comes from chem. What's it called? Where they mixed what are those guys called? The
Apothecaries. What?
no, close though.
Oh.
Ancient chemists before chemistry existed, they were the guys
alchemists.
Alchemists, yes.
Yeah.
Alchemy, chem. So it all comes from
Hold
chem.
on.
It all comes from ancient Egypt.
We got to stop the presses for a second.
Stopping the presses.
Chase Mack with a donation saying, "Have you heard the book of Enoch?" And that's of
I love
course.
Chase.
I know Jared's all about that answer or that question.
I love Chase so much. Yes. So this would be considered an apocryphal text, right? The Book of Enoch was originally in the Bible.
Yeah.
Ancient versions of the Bible have the Book of Enoch in it, and new versions don't. Why? Why
Wait,
would they take it out?
what?
Yeah, ancient versions of the Bible, even
Included it?
have it in there. You know who has it still is so where the Ark of the Covenant supposedly sits today is in a church in Ethiopia. The Bible in Ethiopia is thousands of years old, and it has the Book of Enoch in it still. It is the only canonical Bible that exists today
still has
that
the
has
Book
it
of
as
So what's in there? Why would they take it out? And that's what I'm saying. You can't cherry pick.
Yeah.
But so what did they take out? What was missing?
Enoch, he was related to Noah, right? Noah, the survivor of the flood, right? Noah.
Who built the ark.
Right.
Sure.
And he was, based on ancient texts, he was part God. He had the blood in him of these, if you want to use the Atlanteans, because that's where we were. If we go way back to the beginning, right? If we're talking about these ancient beings that came from the stars, we'll call them the Atlanteans. He had Atlantean blood. In the Bible, in the Book of Enoch, there's a story where this ring of fire that flew from the heavens and picked him up and took him off into the stars and then brought him back. When he gets back, he has all of this new knowledge. He has architectural knowledge, agricultural knowledge.
Where did he learn all that?
Who did he learn it from?
Yeah.
What was this spinning thing that came from the heavens and picked him up and took him off into the stars?
Sounds like something I've heard of before.
Right? So yeah, the Book of Enoch is extremely important, and it was left out for that reason, is that it alludes to there being more than one God, that there were several. I think the 10 Commandments allude to that right off the bat. It says, "Thou shalt not worship any other God before me," which would mean there are other gods that could be worshipped, right?
100%.
What do we need it for? Okay. I have you set up here.
No, but please finish because I want to interject here.
No, so yeah. By saying in the 10 Commandments right off the bat that you can't worship any other gods before me, that alludes to other gods out there, right? That you should worship me above
Before
them.
yeah. So assuming,
there are more than one.
It would go without saying if you were the only God,
Exactly.
right?
You don't have to say it if there's other gods. Yeah.
It's like
not,
it's like us saying, hey guys, don't like the other hosts of the podcast that never sleeps. Why would you say that? There is no others.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's foolish. Given Life said the Full Metal Alchemist. I've heard of this anime. I heard it was really good.
Really?
Actually. Yeah.
That sounds cool.
And then he also said, like I said, the original Bible before they changed the gods said, "Let there be light."
Yeah, which is what? The Big Bang.
Bang.
Dude, the Bible and the stories in it are archaeologists and physicists are constantly proving these stories are true and based on things that really did happen. Just some of the names have been changed to protect the innocent type thing, right? You know what I mean? As the generations and as people come into power, they like to change and make it their own.
Of course.
But no, they do date back to real events. And the ancient astronaut theory is pretty much where all of our ancient beginnings come from.
So speaking of ancient beginnings,
Yeah, speaking of.
the news.
Man on the
Man on the
ground.
ground.
Man on the ground.
There he is.
Ground and pound.
Ground and pound, the man on the
There you
ground.
Yes.
How's
Welcome
it
welcome
going? Really
back.
good show. Very this.
Good.
Love some of the new format too. Very cool, especially the contribution. Very excited.
I
Isn't
know,
that
so
fun?
cool. We have a great audience.
It's so
a very smart
so
people.
exciting. Yeah.
Yes.
It's true. Very, very smart. Very good. So, hey, so usually I try to align with your topics. But tonight I talk a little bit about the news.
The news.
Yeah. The newsman and the
A bit
news.
about some of the news, maybe
Okay.
some of the interesting facts around the news.
I'm excited for
Okay,
this.
let's talk.
All right, very good. Well, first, one of these people, I thought that news originally came from the four letters, the first letters of the directions, right?
Northeast, west, south. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Is the news. Actually, it makes sense. It's not true. Actually, the word news came from the French word no, or in English, new.
Oh,
It's the plural of the adjective becoming the noun news.
Yeah.
So when
Makes
you add
sense.
to the news, you're saying
What's new? What's new?
That's
what's
perfect.
new? So,
Yeah.
what genius came up with the Northeast West
brilliant.
South though? Huh?
I think it was me, but I don't know. It
there's
could have
no
been someone else. I don't know. No, I don't know who it was. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, still, that makes sense. I mean, what's going on in the Northeast, West, and South? That's the news. What's okay? Anyhow,
Yeah, right.
A little bit of the history. So, broadcast news.
Hold on, sir. Real quick,
Yes.
Les, just real quick. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. We have to do this every time there's a donation. D-Live with a $5 donation.
He must love the news. Keep it going. Keep it
Yeah,
going.
must enjoy the news. Thank you so much, D-Live. You're the man. All right.
By the way, you left the applause off your great Keanu Reeves and Pacino impressions. Somebody
I
has
liked
a button to applaud you.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah. Someone needs to applaud me.
Well
You're right.
done, sir.
Jared, that's
Well
good
done.
for
Because those are
Yeah,
great.
they are.
Thank you
Those
so
are
much.
The Keanu's my favorite. It's like dead on.
Yeah, Keanu's perfect.
Yeah.
That's
Thank
perfect. Anyway,
I
was gonna
appreciate
say
that.
something I forgot. So
Thank you so
much. Broadcast news historically was an obligation the networks had to meet to comply with FCC regulations to be
Yes.
licensed. They generally lost money, but they were required if you wanted to get licensed to be on public airways because those are public licenses.
Yep.
Then one day, and I remember this day, some people figured out you could make news profitable by making it entertaining.
Oh no.
Yeah.
The beginning of the end.
And that's the model we live with today. When I was a kid, anchors never spoke to each other.
No, yeah.
They never offered commentary. They
Yeah.
actually never even reacted. I think the only reaction was, when there was
Like
an
when
assassination,
JFK
there
was,
a
yeah,
tear.
sure,
Yeah.
sure.
That's it.
And
But
that's
then a
just,
little
they couldn't
girlfriend-
help that.
No
yeah.
reactions. And then I remember when it started with, I think it was Eyewitness News, and all of a sudden, after he read a story, he goes to his partner and says, "What do you think about that? That was great."
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, everything changed. So now it
Beginning
became
of the
entertainment.
Wow, that's interesting. I like that.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because there never used to be
So,
the Tucker Carlson or Rachel Maddow show. It was
Yeah,
the
their
6 o'clock
take
news.
on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody needs your take. We just want to know what's happening out
Right.
there. But
That's
yeah.
what it was. It was just the facts, and it was an hour, basically local and national news, and then there was another hour. So 5, 6, and 6 to 7. That was it. It was international and current events and stuff.
Amazing.
So that was it every day. One channel, usually the 3 major broadcast stations. But then, of course, that all changed. So now, as you say, mostly tons of entertainment opinion shows,
Yeah.
which present themselves like the news, but without rules of real broadcast journalism covered by their licenses. So rules.
You're just
as you
asking
can
the
imagine, like being
question.
fined or losing your license if you knowingly broadcast false information that directly causes harm.
Oh,
yeah,
So
that's
interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Sorry, sir, real quick.
A little more on the soapbox, I'll get off it. But back in 1948, there was a policy that was part of this that required, in order to be licensed to broadcast, you
Yeah.
had to present fair and balanced coverage of controversial issues of interest to communities, including you had to grant equal time to both candidates or all the candidates in a running for public office. That was repealed in 1987 by Ronald Reagan's administration.
Yes, it was.
Damn.
And we
Real-
talked about
real-
that.
Yeah, real
What's that?
quick, Les, Jared, real quick.
Yeah.
People must be loving the news. Given Life called you Ron Burgundy,
yes.
and then we got a $1.99 donation from John.
Thank
Man,
you, thank you, sir.
the news is doing it for these people.
Yeah.
Thank goodness gracious.
Yeah, keep it
Heck
coming.
yeah. Heck yeah.
Keep the news coming. No, we did mention it. We mentioned it before that there was policies in place that protected people from just saying whatever the hell they wanted and presenting it as news. And then that was repealed during Reagan. That's
Yep. So when the Fairness Doctrine was first conceived, there were 2,800 radio and television and 98 television stations, right?
Yeah.
So a long time ago. By 1989, when it was repealed, over 10,000 radio stations and close to 1,400 television. Now with the internet, who knows what the number is?
yes,
But I
that's
thought
changed
interesting, and you
everything.
guys would appreciate, a 2018 poll found that 7% of Americans would approve restoring it.
Oh yeah. Of
Oh
course.
yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this, Les. So with the internet now and people being able to go on, and there are internet news shows that claim to be fair and balanced that just give you the news.
yeah.
Do you think that the internet is helping to put some of these legacy media companies back in check, or do you think that they're never going to be able to return to form before this repeal. That no matter what, we're kind of stuck in an age of opinion news forever, or do you think that
it's so funny
internet
because you're
helps?
just taking my next section of which I was saying. I was going to say no. Exactly. Without the fairness doctrine and opinion shows that behave like news programs, it's almost impossible to tell when something is factual.
When it's fact or it's opinion.
And even in my opinion, even if there's an editorial bias, which there always is, still the most reliable news sources are those that are called the news and are subject to our license and are subject to these violations.
Yeah.
Like the $750 million award given to a company last year when a news organization purposely misreported information about them. You could do that on a podcast, but when you do it and you say you're a news organization and you're licensed only to broadcast the truth without doing harm, you can be held liable. So I don't know. It's hard to tell on the internet if these people if they're affiliated to an actual news organization. They call themselves the news, not a person's name or a news conversation.
Right.
So even if the fairness doctrine was put back into practice, that wouldn't cover. I mean, they would have to amend it to cover if you wanted to cover like podcasts and stuff.
Well, I think
if you call yourself a journalist, you have to have that journalistic integrity, and you can't just say nonsense.
Right. I think the heart of my question.
I think most Americans love this and appreciate it. Everyone's got an opinion, and we all would love to hear people with opposing opinions discuss it rationally.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think people can go back. I think they want to hear opinions that they align with, and it gives them that dopamine hit. Like, yes, of course, I've always known. These people were horrible. They need it now.
Yes, they want their own personal biases reinforced.
They want to see. They want to hear and see their biases.
Hold on, John said, "I haven't been this excited since Geraldo got into Capone's vault."
That's the best.
Well, I think it's an insult, but thank you so much.
It is sort of an insult.
That's funny. Because nothing was in it.
Because nothing was in it. But
so I know. I've
the
been
build,
a bit of a
the build up.
I thought we're talking about a news segment and reporting stuff. It's interesting, and I always enjoy doing it. But I thought a little history of the news would be okay.
No,
but I have a better idea.
This is good. No, you're not. What you're doing is great. Don't take that as an insult at all. To the content you're doing. So let me ask you. The heart of my question was: do you think that now with the internet and news organizations have competition?
Yeah.
Do you think that this is helpful to getting to the truth, or that it's just making things more convoluted? Are we heading the right direction now that there's more voices?
Personally, I think there's always going to be now a space for those personal opinions.
Of course.
Yeah.
But is the internet competition making it better?
Yes.
Is it getting more truth out there than it ever was?
And frankly, I don't think so. I think if there was some sort of way, and it's too much and too much information and too many things and you'd have to have a government bigger than the broadcast, than social media to manage it. Nobody wants anything like that.
Yeah.
But unless there is some system where you had to identify this is opinion, what you're saying is opinion,
right?
Then people would know it's opinion and not news. Then maybe so, but without that, no. I think I don't know how we ever get back. I think it's so convoluted. You have to research really hard.
It's true.
I hear people say, "Oh, I researched that on Facebook, so now I know the truth." Well,
exactly.
That's hilarious. Okay. No, fair answer. It's true. There's a lot of voices out there. You got to do the research yourself. You've got to hear all sides of the story and make up your own opinion from there. It just is what it is. This is the world we're in now.
Yeah.
D. Lavar said 100%.
It's true.
John
But
said
I thought I would Sons of Enoch. I love it.
Yeah, that's great.
And what about Ezekiel? You never mentioned the wheel. But anyway, I thought that's plenty of time for me. Thank you guys so much for giving me the time.
Bullshit.
Tell a few jokes.
Oh, there we go. Let's rock and talk. All right. Let's go, baby.
Okay. So I got some breaking news. Actually, the CEO of IKEA was just elected Prime Minister of Sweden. He's currently assembling his cabinet.
Come on, it's the best. That's the best.
Okay, and a joke for Cameron specifically, I think. What is Thanos' favorite social media?
Oh, what is it?
Snapchat.
Oh, of course.
Oh, damn it! Yeah. Damn it. How did you even think of it?
Genius.
Snapchat. That's great.
And talking about social media, my 4-year-old son said, "Daddy, why do people make up things that their children have said for social media? Isn't it just inherently dishonest and indicative of inability to construct a compelling narrative for themselves?"
That's genius. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, that's good.
All right.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, maybe a little off color, but one last one. So it's so interesting about the media because, Michelle Obama gave a speech when her husband was nominated, and the media was positive. And then Melania Trump gave the exact same speech, and people hated it.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, what's the deal? I know. What's the deal with airplane peanuts?
Oh, that's genius.
All right, guys.
So good.
Anyway,
I love it.
always a good conversation.
That
Man on the
was a
ground.
good
Fantastic.
news
Thank you so much.
That
We
was
will
my
see you next week,
favorite.
sir.
Thank you.
Take care. So good.
That is probably one of my favorite news segments he's ever done.
Those
I'll be
jokes were
honest.
fire.
The jokes were great, but the content,
Oh, no.
dude,
Talking about news.
I love that subject because
yeah.
it's so important. I don't think enough people know that's
Everyone
what
in the
happened.
chat was like, "Yep, was with it." agreeing.
Do enough people know that in the 80s it was decided that you didn't have to be fair
and balanced
Yeah,
anymore.
come
Yeah.
on. That's important.
John did clarify, and I knew what he meant, but
Yeah, me
he
too.
said absolutely no insult. Very
No.
good, very true. Just adding a little humor for my boy with the glasses.
yeah.
For my boy with the glasses. I'm assuming that's me.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Because, geez.
Yeah. And the Joey stunt double, but this guy is very informative.
Yeah.
He played Al Pacino's butt double.
Who?
Joey did.
Who?
In Joey from Friends, played Al Pacino's butt double. You don't remember that?
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
no,
in Friends.
That's hilarious. No.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Friends all the way
Joey's
through.
Stunt double, but that's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh, good news segment. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
that was fantastic. Where's
yeah,
that?
that's and it was cool that it didn't have anything to do with the topic today. It's just
I know.
just
'Cause
important information.
We're talking enough about the topic. We don't need.
Is there
any of that.
water in there? Can I grab one?
No.
Oh shoot. I had.
You can kill that.
You don't mind?
Nope.
Sorry, I should usually bring my own, but
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. I usually have water in the stew, but
Yeah.
not to do. So,
so I had. We'd mentioned a few things,
and we have a
today.
Marvel Minute coming up. But go, yeah, please.
Do you want to do that first?
Let's hit that. Marvel
Yeah,
Minute.
let's do it, man. Because we just did the news. Let's mix it up.
Because it's the fucking. Oh, wrong button. Marvel Minute.
Oh shit! Yeah, I missed this thing.
With that graphic that
I
you
missed
spent
this
so much
graphic.
time on.
Let
Yeah.
us know if you missed the Marvel Minute.
Snapchat. John loved the
Make sure to like and
Snapchat.
subscribe too if you haven't already. We really appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, subscribe.
Yeah.
Be a
Thumbs
member
up.
if you want. Thumbs ups are good. And we love the supers, the chats, the stickers, everything.
Yeah,
We
all that's
appreciate
amazing.
that.
But yeah,
So
just
freaking cool.
like, subscribe, and share. That is everything to us. Thank you. Okay.
Oh, we got a call, ladies and gentlemen. We got an incoming call.
Oh, we've got to take it.
Yes, but
Oh, I have
let's
to do it?
from we
Okay.
gotta switch it up. So
How
you
indeed?
just do the
Oh, I have to actually call.
yeah.
Okay.
So we got a caller. Yay! It looks like that was CTV calling in.
I don't know. Oh, it was?
Yes. So
Oh,
call that,
okay.
Call that CTV, just regular call phone. Yep.
Yeah. Give me a second.
Yep.
I'm not set up for all this, man. Okay. Roadcast.
Yep. Yep. I hear the call. Caller, are you there?
Hello?
CTB! Thank you so
There
much for the
she
donation.
is.
You are our favorite. You are the number one
Yeah.
TPTNS subscriber.
How extremely kind and generous of you. Thank
I
you
know
so
we
much.
worship you.
Well, you know what? I just have to say, I do look forward to the Tuesdays. I do.
Yes.
And
Thank you.
okay, can I talk about what I want to talk
Please.
I
about?
want you to talk about whatever
Please.
you want
Your
to talk
donation?
about.
Come
Let's do
on.
it. Just you always have interesting stuff.
Come on.
I love when
From
you
ghost
when you call.
stories to politics.
Yeah.
Did I buy myself in? LOL.
Yeah. Yeah.
Into our hearts.
Yes.
I'm into politics.
Okay, let's talk politics.
And so today we have in New Hampshire, right? The
Yes,
GOP
we do.
New Hampshire.
Yeah.
And last week we had the Iowa, and
Yeah.
Trump won.
Yep.
And I'm not going to make excuses, not going to pretend, not going to pussyfoot around. I'm a Trump supporter.
All right.
Oh.
And guess who won New Hampshire tonight?
I'm guessing Trump.
Yep.
Yeah,
he did.
I didn't think Nikki
But-
Haley had a chance.
Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, she scored pretty high.
Really?
She had 44. He had like 50 something. So it was a lot closer than I would have liked, because she's, you know what she reminds me of, honestly, and the things she says. And remember,
Yeah.
Trump had hired her for, or hired her, however, how that,
Whatever the
Right.
terminology is. Yeah, sure.
Appointed.
for UN,
Yeah.
for Secretary UN. Well, she had quit that job mid, and then next thing you know, she's on board of all of these corporations
Yeah.
that like she's like a mini Dick Cheney.
Uh-oh.
Do I need to say more?
No.
No.
Yeah, we get what you're going with that.
She's the devil.
Yeah,
is that
that's
Exactly.
no. Yeah, we don't want our political, especially a president, representing major private interest.
Yeah.
That's probably the
Yeah, or
worst.
any-
The most
Anybody-
dangerous, for
any-
sure.
That's right. Anybody in the cabinet or very close, because the cabinet's, of course, far and wide, but
Yeah.
anybody that's working very closely and then leaving like that and then getting money from corporations that are making money off of war. And she's the one, we
Oof.
need to get in there and,
Yep.
yeah.
That's
no.
scary stuff. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you there. Yeah, no matter what name or who it is, if you are
Doesn't matter what side of the aisle. or
if you're
anything,
war profiteering, and you're in a position to put us into war, that is scary.
Yes. If
Yeah.
you're sitting on the board of corporations that are making money off war and then going out there to the people, because a lot of people just really, don't know or don't have the time. I get it. They're working. I get it.
Yeah.
And
To
they
research.
don't know that they're
Yeah.
actually sitting on boards that are getting money and making money for war.
And so that's your Dick Cheney comparison, because he was on the board of Halliburton, which is war in Iraq would make them
Exactly.
so much money.
Yep.
Okay, he was the first that came to mind, but we can name a whole host.
Oh
of
my
them,
gosh,
but,
yeah, there's a bunch. Yeah.
And so that's my thing, like with her. And she's, we give Ukraine more money. We need, and she's sitting on the board. That's
Right.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You want to
What?
hear something great that Trump did when he was president? I really thought this was an amazing
We talked
idea.
about this, I think.
So, we might have.
Yeah.
So something I thought that he did really, really brilliant, a brilliant move was people that were really high up in our intelligence community. They would, once they were really high up, they would leave the U.S. Intelligence community and go to a private contractor with all of their
Yes, and
security
they were able to
clearances.
keep
Older,
their
yeah.
security
Right, and then make a bundle of money after
Yes.
we trained them
Using,
all the
Yes.
tradecraft and then work for these private industries, giving them all of the fruits of what we paid for for them to
Literally.
become.
Yeah.
Trump said, no. If you leave, you lose
No
your
more clearance, motherfuckers. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, which makes
Which
sense.
makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
It keeps
No,
it
I
keeps
so
the
much.
seasoned intelligence folks working for us.
So if,
for
yes,
our
exactly right. If you
for our
want the
agencies.
clearances, you stay working as a public for the public.
Yeah.
If you
Protect
want
the country.
yes, if you want to go into private industry, have fun.
Yep.
But you're not going to have the goddamn clearances that you have.
Yeah.
You're
I
not
thought
gonna
that was
have the
a
access that you
brilliant
had.
move, and so now we get to keep these seasoned folks a lot longer than we would have.
Than we ever would have.
Yeah,
because
without
private
that.
industry, of course,
Yeah.
there's going to be more money to be made there.
Brilliant little move that
Very
he
smart.
did. So
Very smart.
something I agreed with.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. What do you think, CTB?
And I also agreed with him. I mean, which other president did not take his salary and donate it to the vets?
yeah, it's cool that he's in a position to be able to do something like that
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, that's amazing.
That's true. But you know
yeah.
what? By the time okay, you're right. I'm not going to go off on that. But you're right. No, that he did that is, I mean, there's a lot of things that he did that were admirable.
Sure.
Right.
And I just feel like he never got that any, accolades for anything good that he did.
Yeah.
It was a weird time to be president,
Yes.
for sure. So
There was a lot being
and
thrown
most
at this country.
presidents, they really don't get their legs
due.
underneath them until their second term.
Really, and that's so
Single term,
true.
yeah.
Can I tell you what, though? I honestly think it's an impossible job. I really think
you're
it's
never going to make everybody
Oh,
happy.
100%.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
100%.
Yep. They're
So
never.
that's why, because he came from how many came from a life he had and
Yeah.
then put it in that too? You've got to give him that.
Yeah.
Most come from, just trying to be political. There were senators and they're just
Of course.
political,
Yeah.
And this one came up from a really good life and said, there's a lot of stuff I don't like,
Right.
Yeah,
I'm so surprised. Why do it? Like, what he could have just been golfing and living his best life and never have to deal with any of this stuff.
Yeah.
Why even do this? Like,
there
So
could-
that's why I really felt and I really believed that he loved this
was
country.
pro
That meant a
America. Yeah.
lot
Just
to me.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
here the
I
argument.
remember
The argument could
Go
be
ahead.
made real quick. Sorry, is just that, and a lot of people have said that it was more an ego thing where they told, "Oh, he'll never be president." Obama laughing at
most
him.
people thought it was never gonna. Yeah, it was impossible.
A lot of people
Right.
Everyone laughed at him on TV.
You know
remember-
what that told
yeah.
me though? Like, guys, that those Obama and all of them who said that, what a joke, and they all made a joke of him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How out of touch with the American
Yeah, I
people
know.
were they?
And then, and then Obama has to greet him into the White House and shit.
Watching that meeting was interesting.
Yeah, very
where they
fascinating.
sat down and
Yeah.
the passing of the torch. What do you say to this theory, CTB? So when he was running for president, he was in negotiations with NBC for a new contract for that hit show that he was doing. What was that show where he fired you? Yeah, The
I don't
Apprentice.
remember, like you're fired.
The
kind of
Apprentice,
thing or
yeah,
whatever.
The
I don't
Apprentice.
remember, yeah.
Oh, I loved it.
So he was in negotiations for a new contract with NBC for The Apprentice. He was also writing a book, and it had been posed that him running for president was a marketing scheme to help his negotiation deal with NBC and to get more money on his book deal because he didn't think he would really win. He never expected to win. Do you think he expected to win when he ran for president?
that
Do you
was a
think
big
he'd
theory.
ever actually, or did?
I mean,
do you think he
gave
was
us
just as
all-
surprised?
Okay, so I don't. That's kind of in the weeds a little bit. But I think that somebody that gave their all,
Yeah,
funded their own campaign,
yeah.
took all of the fire from everybody. I mean, I think he really believed. And remember,
And fired
if
back.
you look
He
back,
was not afraid to
there-
fire back.
there's,
Oh yeah.
There are conversations and interviews that he had way back in the day with, remember, Oprah Winfrey and other people where he would say, I want, I
Yeah.
just think we're going down the wrong path.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she said, oh, you think
But-
one day you'll run? He goes, I don't know, probably not. So I don't think that was his plan. I think he saw things were going to hell in a
Sure,
handbasket.
sure.
And
So you
And
think
he
he
wanted-
expected to win? Like
Maybe, yeah.
he fully thought he had a chance. And then
Can I
believed
just
he could
say
do
real
it.
quick? My favorite thing that Trump did was the fact that, yeah, everyone did shit on him, but he would fire back.
Yeah.
Ted Cruz would say, "You're not fit to be president." He's like, "Your wife's ugly and you're an idiot." And it's like, what? This guy
Yeah.
just said that?
He
And then,
definitely
Lion
changed
Ted Cruz.
politics.
huh?
it's just that, you know what? He used to call him Lion Ted Cruz and everything.
Yeah. He had a nickname
what?
for everybody. Yeah. Pocahontas.
And you know
She's
what?
not Indian.
Many of us kind of have those thoughts about, I think he's real.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
He's
He's authentically himself, there's no doubt. Yeah.
and his authenticism is a lot of who all of us are.
Yeah.
We all have those thoughts and feelings and whatever, and
Yeah.
Right.
for somebody to go out there and say things, I think people appreciated that.
I
you know?
I
don't
agree.
know.
So, but this is not the Trump hour. I do want to say though, CTB, I'm very curious. When I say to you, devices of the gods, what do you think of?
Yeah.
What comes to mind? Like, what's the first thing? Devices of the gods. What comes to mind?
Devices as in things that are used.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Devices.
Yep. It could be armor. It could be a weapon. It could be a vehicle.
An invention.
Ideas.
Yeah, something passed down from the gods to the people. Or
Yeah.
what comes to mind? Anything specific?
Thoughts, ideas, movement.
Yeah, so like 10
action.
Commandments type of thing, ideas. Is that if that's what you mean?
That's what comes to mind.
Yeah.
Have you heard of this? So quantum physicists have found that there's 11 dimensions, right? And CTB, I want to know what you think about this specifically. So this is string theory, quantum physics. They've done the math, and they found that there are about 11 different dimensions. You know, we live in a 3-dimensional reality right now, right? They say there's 11. Right. They scientists have found that thoughts, actual synapses in the brain, leave this 3-dimensional reality at some points and enter into these other dimensions and come back. So do you believe that we're connected consciously, that we're connected to the universe in some way, that when our thoughts leave our brain and come back, that we're tapping into some greater, like bank of
100%,
consciousness?
100%. And the first thing that came to mind when
a
you
mother's
said
intuition. That's what you're going to say.
Of course. But our dreams.
Oh,
Things
yeah.
that we dream. We go to different places when we dream.
Yeah.
And mother's intuition and thoughts, of course, 100%.
Yeah.
And it's always been said that we are only using a very small portion of all of our faculties in different,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some people think that's by design. Some of these ancient tablets that I've been referencing talk about how the gods purposely put caps on what we're capable of doing. Yeah.
Our lifespan.
Oh, yeah. 120. 120 years capped.
Yeah.
That's like the max you can live.
Because there's, I heard the scientist explaining it. He's like, there's these things and they grow, right?
Yeah.
And he said, and so that's how we can regenerate and stuff. But if you cap them, you can't regenerate, you can't grow.
Yeah.
And so you can't. So you're basically putting a cap on our lifespan.
Wait. So the things that grow are those in our brain?
No, it's like in our DNA.
DNA.
Yeah.
So there's also something called junk DNA, right? There's parts in our DNA code that don't do anything.
Yeah.
And nature doesn't
Seemingly
build
useless, but there's no
things
such thing.
that don't have a purpose, that don't serve a function. If we were manipulated at the DNA level, and some of these things that we might have had the ability to do were taken out of our DNA code, removed intentionally, that could be why we have what's called junk DNA. There are theories to this
Because there's no reason for junk DNA.
Yeah. So I was just curious of your thoughts on that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we never really get you on the phone.
Well, first thing that came to mind are flies. Like, what are they? But no, junk DNA. Sorry.
That's funny.
That's kind of beyond like I haven't really given any of that any thought.
Yeah. No worries.
So check this out.
Yeah.
Here's something I heard. So I heard we might stop evolving because the only reason we evolved was we needed to adapt to nature, right?
Yeah.
But if nature is now, if we're cold, we turn the heater on.
Right.
Right. If we're, there's no animals that are attacking us.
So what if it's de-evolution? What if we start losing muscle mass, losing certain, because we don't
need it because we're not, we don't need to be running through the forest.
We're already there. We're already there.
I agree. I think we've started.
We're there.
And they say eyes because of screen time that our eyes are going to start to get bigger.
No, it's already there. No, it's already happened.
Yeah, so I feel like.
Do you remember? I don't know if you guys remember back in the day. There was like, I think it was the 90s where they were saying like our fingers were going to get bigger, or pointers or something, because we're doing something with the computers or
right.
Yeah.
Dude, I have young children and they're good with technology.
Yes, that's a part of evolution.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's passed down in our DNA.
The intuitiveness of how toddlers can pick up an iPad and start scrolling
and just use it.
It's like, you know how long that shit took me to figure out?
When my son was, I'd like to say probably just over a year old. Yeah. I watched him take his mom's phone, set it up on the pillow, go to camera, go to video, hit record, start talking into the phone, just rambling nonsense.
That's fucking insane.
Stop the recording and then just go about his business. He made his mom a video even set up the phone
Yeah.
on the pillow so that it would face the camera would face him.
And just spoke gibberish.
Yeah.
And just spoke gibberish to the camera. He knew he had watched us enough times
I
answer
don't like
the phone.
it.
I know that is
I
sort
don't
of
like-
spooky,
Isn't
right?
that crazy? At that
And
age.
you know what else is spooky is that there's so much with the technology and everything. What about self-sufficiency
Yeah.
and getting out there and growing like your own food and
Oh
going
yeah.
out there when it's so cold and snowing? Back to basics. We're not having that anymore.
You're right. That's a
what
problem.
If there's
There's-
a time where we need to do that?
We
People-
might.
Yeah. People from 18 to like 35 are having way less sexual intercourse because they're all
Not even having kids, not getting married.
that's all going out the
I know,
window.
I know.
That whole nuclear family American dream thing is like going out of the window.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you talking? I don't want to have kids. I want the dopest. I want to be a YouTube star or a TikToker
Yeah,
and have the biggest big screen and house and shit.
Yeah.
Not I want to live off the land and
No,
enjoy.
yeah, a nice home with area for my kids to run.
Yeah, I want exactly. I
None
want
of
my
that.
kids to have a tree house.
Right.
That's not a fucking thought anymore. It's
No,
crazy.
it's so sad. I hate it. I
Yeah,
hate
that's
it.
kind of
It's
where we're
sad.
Because
at.
I'm
It's
not
sad.
of that.
Era.
Yeah.
This is
and
what gives
nor
me
are
hope.
we.
This is what gives me hope is every generation doesn't want to be their parents.
Yeah.
So whatever they were into, that generation, the next generation.
So Gen Z's kids are gonna be
Exactly.
total fucking
And
like
it's we're already seeing it.
Liver King,
Have
yeah.
you heard of this movement back to they call it it's the stay-at-home mom. There's a word for
Yes,
that.
trad mob.
Yes, exactly.
mom.
Have you heard of this
Yeah.
movement? They're
Yes.
Gen
Yes.
Zers are getting back to this place where they really
love that.
want
I
to
love
be
that.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
stay-at-home moms that make their own food and grow their own vegetables and just stay home,
Yes.
raise the kids, no career.
I was
and
just talking to
it's
a,
changed. Yeah.
Making their own bread,
The-
growing
exactly.
their own vegetables,
It's
and,
funny.
and getting into herbal medicine.
Yeah.
Yep, I was just out hanging out with this friend of mine, and she was saying how she's like, I want to be at home taking care of the kids. I want to
Yes.
be. I
Yes.
want to
I
make
love
dinner.
that.
Like she's like, I want you to work your ass off and get home, and I'll fucking take care of you
Yeah.
in the house. And I'm like, I dig it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's cool.
There's nothing wrong with traditional roles.
There
No.
not No, yeah.
I
Traditional
love
roles,
that.
exactly.
And that's what, when there were traditional roles, you have to realize that there's nothing wrong with it. They did this. Listen, I lived through it in the 70s. I
Right.
would watch I could bring home the bacon.
Exactly.
fry it up
Yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah.
pan, and all this
That was the
bullshit that
beginning,
they
yeah.
sold on women. And guess what? The women are, oh yeah, we're women livers. Well, guess what? You're women livers, all right. So you're out there working. You still come up. That's what it was. You're still coming home, expecting to take care of the kids.
Yeah.
Cooking the dinner.
Yeah.
You dumb bitches. Sorry.
That's great. No, I love it. I love it. I love hearing different, takes
yeah.
on these
It was
kinds of
just
things.
the stupidest thing ever.
That's funny.
But you're right. So this is they're called trad wives, or
Right, traditional,
wives,
yeah.
and
Trad,
they want it. Yes, and you know what? There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with growing your own vegetables.
No. No.
Being self-sufficient.
Yeah.
It's made to be
Yeah.
looked down upon. No.
That's
If-
where,
if you
that's where
wanna
I was
be-
going with it.
Yeah, if you
is
want to be
that.
a woman who your husband goes out and breaks his fucking back, and you want to do the laundry and make sure his socks and underwear are clean, and make sure his he has dinner when he gets home. There's nothing
To
wrong.
each their
If you
own,
want to
yeah.
do the opposite, good on you. If you
Yeah.
want to be the breadwinner and you want to be
Yeah.
a woman in business, fuck yeah, dude, do
Yeah.
it.
So then you could both come home and break your back. You broke your back all day working. Now you're coming home. Then you're fighting. Oh, the laundry. Who's cooking dinner? The kids. No.
Well,
it's a scam.
let the-
It's
Right.
a scam that's been sold on us.
Well, where I was going with it is so traditional, like there's this fad for traditional housewives. I think we're going to get to that
John.
same point where we're growing food and kind of getting back
I
to a
hope so.
traditional lifestyle.
That'd be cool, yeah.
Because that's the opposite of where
Gen
the
Z.
generation before was. The next generation doesn't want to be their parents, so they go the opposite way and they try and fix. So I think there's going to be a movement towards, and I've already seen it. have some chickens if you can. Try and get food this certain way. Grow your own vegetables if you
100%.
can. So I think
Yes.
there is going to be a movement back towards some of those traditional ways of living.
Well, even
not just as far as roles
Even
go.
if you look at some of this Gen Z, where it's going, where it's like we like the kombucha and we like the flax seeds. I can't think of anything.
Right.
But we like, like the healthy. They all work out.
Mm-hmm.
Our generation, nobody worked out except gay guys, maybe. I don't know who worked out. Nobody.
What?
Who worked out back then?
You know
Nobody.
what? People, back in those days, people didn't have to because they were growing their own food.
They were healthy
chopping their
inherently.
wood,
Yeah.
and- yeah.
Yeah. Wild.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's just it's kind of funny because, and I'll let you go after this. I've got to run, but
Yeah.
this whole COVID thing where everybody was locked down.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
sad.
going to get too crazy and political, but I'm just going to say
For the kids. Yeah,
what
it's sad.
came out of that is people realizing, holy shit, we need to grow our own stuff. We need to be able to take care of ourselves if something goes down
Yeah.
or we have to stay home. The grocery stores, a lot of them were empty. And I don't
Yeah.
think that was the plan. I'm just going to say that. I think that it backfired a little bit because now we have trad wives.
Yeah, no, I like that take. I think, it did awaken a lot of people to the fact that they rely on these institutions way too much.
Yeah.
I think if anything good did come out of it, that's one thing that did is people.
I didn't even think about
trying
that.
to feel
That's
like they
so
don't.
true.
Yeah,
That's so true.
They don't
Because
need-
I was thinking the negatives of the
Yeah.
kids who don't have those. All they have is parasocial relationships. They don't have interpersonal relationships. All they have is the person on
That
the screen.
sucks.
It's their teacher.
You don't
That's
that's not good.
It's all parasocial.
Jessica Brittany's in the chat said there's an elementary school where she right there where she lives where they have a garden and they teach kids how to grow
That's
food
fucking
there,
dope.
and that should
School
be part
school
of.
needs to change too.
That should be
They
part
need
of
to teach
school.
you how to balance your checkbook. Like shit like that matters.
Yes. Yeah.
They need to teach you how to
Make food.
taxes, how to file
Okay, so
if you're
now that
individual.
we're saying what needed to be done all these years,
Yeah.
maybe we should think about why it wasn't done.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I think I know the
Prop up
answer.
They want us to
institutions.
be
Yeah, exactly.
slaves.
They want us to be worker bees.
Yeah, it's to prop
come
up-
here at this time. If you're absent, you get a demerit or whatever.
Yeah.
You come here at this time.
And
You
you're
go to
screwed.
eat lunch
If
at this
You can't
time.
make your own bread. You don't have bread. You go to the grocery store. They don't have it.
Yeah.
You don't have
Yeah.
chickens. You don't have
fucked.
eggs. You have nothing.
Fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
CTB, such a pleasure. I'm so happy that
A
you
lot
called
of
in.
cool different topics
Yeah,
you hit.
I
and
love it. I 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 love it.
I know we kind of went off on a thing. I just
I'm
called
with it.
and- on one thing, and
That's what we do.
That's
it
what
was
this
great.
show is,
Yeah, that's what
baby.
the show is. We appreciate that.
Thank you so much for calling in, CTB.
Thank
you rock.
you. Yeah.
And the donations, it's too generous. We appreciate the heck out of you.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye now. So
Yeah.
dope. Great call. Great call.
Yeah, a lot of cool stuff that I didn't expect to hit on.
John and D Live are going off in the chat, man.
Yeah,
just
we
being
got to
silly.
read some of this. Do you
I
want to go
love
through
it.
some?
Yeah, let's do it. So we got so first Given Life said the human race is gonna end up like the humans on the movie WALL-E. That's what we said that in the fucking
Yeah.
previous episodes. D Live agreed with CTB when she was talking, and then John said, "What do you think about Elon's Brainlink deal?"
Yeah,
and then Jessica
Neuralink.
said, "There's an elementary school." Oh, you said that, and then Jessica Brittany agreed with CTB, and then D Livewire to John said Neuralink registered trademark, invest today, and then
That's
John
great.
said some people are eating Tide Pods.
Yeah.
And then he said, nice D Livewire.
Yeah.
And then he said, when I go to Indiana, I love that Amish lifestyle, grow, eat, work off the land, all good stuff.
Yeah.
And then JB says, fold underwear sounds good to me. Call me a
Yeah.
wifey.
Yeah. She likes that idea.
So,
So do I. So
The freaking
devices of the gods. I had one more that I wanted to talk about because it's just so darn cool and it ties into something we talked about in a different episode. Are you familiar with the Ankh, the symbol?
Of course, yeah.
Right. And a lot of people have
The
these in their
cross
house.
with like the circle on top.
Yeah, a lot of people, they have these in their house, or they'll wear them. They're decorative, or they'll have a necklace with one of these on. Have you ever heard of a Jed pillar?
Hold on.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Oh,
but
Deb is
Deb,
back.
she's fucking back, and she has to answer this riddle for us. What is the 8 ball and the hammer and then the paperclip? What was that?
Yeah, Deb,
What does
help
it
us out with
mean?
this one.
Please.
Yeah.
Jim Tan Laundry, he's so stupid.
I know, that's funny. I like John. John,
He's
I
funny.
like you. I like you in
You're
the
a
chat,
good guy.
man.
Good
Yeah, and a
funny
good
guy.
call last week. I heard you
Yeah, it
on.
was a
You
great
called
call.
in. It was fun.
Yeah, it was, everyone liked the.
You have a good voice
the
for
East Coast.
for
Yeah.
the show. It's
He
fun.
has a good face for radio.
That's funny.
Yeah, Deb, please tell us what the 8 ball and the hammer means.
Yeah.
Like we can't see the future. I've been thinking about this for so many.
You're hitting
weeks.
hitting the future on the head.
Yeah, or hitting the ball 8. I don't. I just don't know. I just don't know. Please.
Anyway, have you ever heard of a Jed pillar Ankh?
Well, yeah, of course. That's the green.
Do you know what a Jed pillar is?
No. What is that?
So we've talked about these before, and I have a picture. So first, I want to show you the Jed pillar Ankh. Let's pull up this picture real quick.
Got you, guy.
So this is a special kind of Ankh, and it appears in ancient Egypt. And I'm going to tell you what this was used for. So that's the Ankh.
Game over.
Why?
Game over. I don't know.
Why? Yeah.
Because 8 ball is
8-ball
pool game.
Oh, the 8 ball, and now is hammered. So you get it in the
Game
pocket.
over.
Game over. Okay. Thank you, Deb. Because that bothered me too for weeks. I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, why don't I know what this means?
And
I even tried Googling it.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah.
D-Liver went so it haunted you as well.
It haunted me.
So D-Liver went with the same answer he went with last time, doing 8 ball, and now you're hitting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you see, this is the Jed pillar Ankh. So you see the Ankh, the shape, right?
Yeah.
You see that thing in the middle there? In the middle of the circle of the Ankh.
I see many things. Oh, fuck. I know what you're doing.
Okay.
I know where you're
Do you
going.
know what that is? We've looked at these before on the
Yes,
show.
this was in a
Go to the next
painting.
picture.
Yes. Hold on. Are there the snakes there or anything else there?
So go to the next picture.
Okay, hold on. I'm just very
So
enticed.
that's what's called a Jed pillar in the middle of that circle there.
Yeah.
And these were depicted on walls and glyphs in Egypt, and we showed them
look at
before.
that. Yeah.
They were depicted as a way of harnessing and capturing wireless energy. So
basically like a Tesla coil.
right.
Right.
So it was said that Thoth and other gods of the pantheon would carry around these special ankhs that had these Jed pillars inside of them.
What do you mean, like the
so-
stones are in me?
So
or
the
like
pillars were, if they're meant to pick up wireless frequencies and energy, right? They were tuned to a specific frequency, and the shape of the ankh and the ankh itself was tuned to the person's frequency. So it would pick up this wireless energy, and using the person's resonant frequency and the resonant frequency of that Jed pillar, and because there was a wireless power system all throughout, they would hold these and walk right through a wall and come out of another wall across the world. They would take advantage of what were basically
transport. Okay,
Stargates.
What? Yeah, exactly.
So, and these are discussed in these ancient texts that come back from ancient Samaria. The
fucking thing, real quick, is that in theory, it sort of makes sense if you if you have a thing, that can tune your frequency to this certain whatever.
Yep, and then it's also tuned to your body's frequency.
That's what I'm saying.
Because everyone's is different.
And then there's so it's tuned to specifically your body, but it also there's this whole thing. And on the other side of the fucking world, there's that same. Why
With
can't
that
you just
frequency of the Jed pillar? And so by having that key, you can walk right
I mean, I'm
through
no
it.
scientist, I'm no expert,
Right.
obviously, but I mean, from layman's terms, it seems
You can
like
make
it
sense
would
out
make
of it.
sense.
You can make sense out of it for sure.
Wait, how did you notice that on the arm?
This is written about. I didn't make this up.
Yeah,
They say that these gods would walk around with these specific keys.
It looks like a Buddha up there
that
too.
open doorways that only they could walk through.
So let me ask you this. I know it's sort of off top or off subject, but what is this bird thing here in the middle, like in it?
That, I think the artist that created this ankh might have put that in for their own design choice.
It was just
it wasn't.
design choice.
Yeah, it's not relevant to how the machine worked.
Or is it? Who fucking knows? You know, maybe it's something.
There's I
Because
mean,
it literally looks like Hermes fucking flying feet wings.
well, Thoth also had a staff.
and you said Hermes is Thoth.
Yep.
Does that not look like Hermes fucking winged feet?
It kind of does. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So what if he actually had like little things on his, and that's his Thoth, or that's Thoth's?
I think they were giving him because he had the ability to.
I just came up with the greatest.
Yeah,
theory.
it could be. But at the heart of what this is, that's what they said, and it's written. It's in stone. They took the time to cuneiform write these tales into these stories, into these epics. And part of that information was that these gods had the ability to walk through walls and come out in other areas around the world, straight from Egypt to Mexico. Yeah. And they did it using the frequencies from those pillars in their keys. These were Stargate keys. How freaking cool is that? That's a device of the gods right there.
Amazing. What is there? You think there were certain Stargate areas
of course.
designated? I'd assume there would be, right?
I have, and I didn't bring them, and we can do a show about this some other time. I have pictures of Stargates all around these ancient sites. They're doorways that are just blocked. And if you had nearby one of these Jed pillars emitting this frequency, and you had the key, you'd probably walk right through there. And the tribes of the area all have the same stories. Yeah, the god that helped us build this used to walk right through that little square in the wall, and he'd be gone for a few months, and then he'd come back.
Hey, what's up, fuckers? Yeah,
Thoth himself said that he could get to his home planet without using a ship. That he would walk through these portals, these Stargates, and back to Nibiru, and come back whenever he wanted.
Nuts.
Last thing I wanted to say, when we talked earlier about how he would move his consciousness from one body to another, there are theories, and I've seen and heard the people that have gathered up all this information and put it together. That one way that they would move consciousness, their consciousness into a body, was through virgin births. They would artificially inseminate women to have children, and they'd put their consciousness into that unborn child. Who do we know that's a virgin birth?
Yeah, Mary. Yeah, or Jesus.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jesus. There is a lot of data to show that Jesus is actually related to Thoth and an avatar of his. Through a virgin birth. That's an episode of its own. And I've seen and heard a lot of the data on this. It's actually very, very good. So something to think about. Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
It's very insane.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah. So I'll tell you what, we had a Marvel Minute, but I think we'll
did we do a Marvel Minute?
We have one.
Okay.
We have a Marvel Minute, but I think let's do it as a crash talk.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Because there's a lot to
we threw the
talk
logo
about.
up, and then because we took a
CTV
call. I forgot.
Yeah.
We never did it.
CTV
That's so
call,
funny.
yeah.
Well, you got to see the graphic. That's a treat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got to. I prefer hearing from CTB than the Marvel Minute.
Me too. I'm glad we did that.
we could do the Marvel Minute as a crash talk.
Yeah.
By the way, there is a crash talk episode out. Yeah, it's no longer, as we said before, it is no longer the another live podcast.
Right.
But it is short form content. So this one's about Avengers 5. If you want to go check it out, it's on the channel in the videos tab.
Oh,
and
that's a good one.
we have one coming out Thursday, though.
Yeah, and then another one Thursday. No. Go watch this Avengers 5 one. It's one of my favorite videos I think we've ever done. If you're an MCU fan, this will be one of your favorite videos, I promise you. And thank you, Princess says she loved this episode.
Thank you, Princess.
Yeah, she says communication is still going on with these higher beings through channeling. Cool. I love that our audience is into this
All
stuff.
this shit, yeah.
I love you
Demon
guys.
sign.
Yeah, Chase bringing in the what was it? The book,
Enoch?
yeah, Enoch. Yeah, come on.
Fuck yeah, dude. Giving life with the Cyclops eyes, calling in shit.
Yeah.
Beautiful,
good
man.
audience today.
Good
Thank you
people.
so much.
We're lucky, folks.
Yeah.
We're lucky. From Jared, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, audience. You guys, every time you make the show, thank you for calling in. Thank you for the chats. Thank you for all of the contributions. Like, subscribe is everything to us. Share the content with people. But for the people that donated, we love you. Thank you so much. And We don't deserve you. Thank you.
Yeah, seriously, you guys are great. CTB, Chase Mack, you guys freaking rock. John, man,
John, man.
you guys are just the business. Chase, all of you rock so hard. D Livewire, you fucking rock. All of you, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Go check out that video. It's about Avengers 5, and maybe there's not Avengers in Avengers 5. And also, we have a UAP one that is coming out, and it's all edited and it's all done. It's coming out Thursday. We're gonna drop it Thursday at 5 p.m.
Yep.
So maybe a little earlier. But anyway, get excited for that. We love you guys so much. You mean everything to us.
Yep.
Thank you for the hearts and everything. You guys rock so hard.
Thank you for saving us, Deb, with telling us what that
I know.
meant.
It was
I was
killing
gonna
us.
go crazy. So thank you. Love you, Deb.
Yeah, seriously. All right, guys. We love you so much. Thank you. Later.